Hello and welcome again. It's me, Mr. D. Well, we're here for what I hope is the final video of this series. Hopefully, you haven't got bored waiting for these last two, but we'll go ahead and get this ready to stitch together. Now, if you're not sure which side is the right side, always look for this chain or these stitch tops to face out. Okay, so that'll be the side we want facing out. And what we'll do is I'm going to fold this over such a way that the first couple of stitches will overlap. Okay, so kind of talking about something like this. And you're going to line them up so that when you stitch them together, they're going to line up across the way, so that you have, for instance, this stitch and that stitch that will feed this through, the yarn through. I've taken some yarn off the skein, and I'm kind of happy that it turned out to be the black because of the alternating black and the other colors, so it's not going to be an odd color against any of them really. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to start off by kind of going in here to some of the stitches in the body of this, and just kind of, I've gone down maybe an inch and a half or so from this end, and I'm just kind of feeding the yarn through the different stitches on the way, just to kind of lock that tail in, sort of pre-weaving it in here. And I'll come out through this, basically what's the corner stitch, or the end here, and try not to split the strands. Alright, so pull this up, and I've got a little bit of this neon yellow green on the end. I don't really want that to show, so I'm going to leave it hanging out, then I'll snip that off where it goes black after I'm done stitching this thing together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under this stitch top and right across to the next one, and I'm going to pull that through to the point that it is kind of snug, and I'm going to do that again just here so that we get a full stitch closing those two stitches together. Okay, so and you'll see this on the outside. Now, I could do it on the inside, but that's kind of up to you. You're still going to see the stitches. It may not be as much if you stitch it on the inside and then turn it inside out, but to me it doesn't look bad either way, if you can work that out. So we're just going along, stitching through each matched stitch top, if you will, and going along here like so, and I might be putting a couple, I'm going to put a couple in each pair just to give it some extra strength. I don't want any stress from putting tissues in or taking them out to kind of pull this apart or stretch it so much. So I'm going to be just kind of redundant in stitching this together and do two stitches in each stitch top section here. I'm getting caught on a pair of scissors. Just pull pulling that yarn through. Okay, so you can kind of see they're getting little V's. Now, you make sure when you get to the last 2 stitch tops on the top section that you get the 2 from this section lined up in there. It's going to be like a sandwich here, just for a couple of stitches or so. It's going to be, you're going to be going through not just 2 of them, but you should be going through 3 of them, and double check that inside tucked layer is getting stitched through correctly and properly so that it all stays together. Stitching that little overlap is going to keep this tissue cover held together and help it to wrap around those tissues, whether you put loose tissues you fold it in, or you try to get a travel pack put inside there. So I'm going to do that. Get this through here, and this is really our last triple layer stitch. You only have to do that triple layer for a couple of stitches for that overlap of 2. And then it's back to just 2 layers. It all works the same. It's just when you do that little sandwich section for 2 stitches, it's thicker. You can feel that it is. Which, yeah, because you've got 3 layers of fabric there basically together. Okay. So you can see we're getting closer to the end of this first one. All right, now, next thing I'm going to do is bring that around and down into this black section, this section of black yarn, so that I can hide this strand of yarn inside there. I'm going to travel across to the other side where it's still obviously open. And I'm going to do the same thing when I get over there. I'm going to stitch that end together. And you can see now that first end is stitched together. I'm going to go ahead and pause my video here. I'm going to get my way across and stitch the other end together, and then show you that end product. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, all right, here we are. I've gone across and I've stitched the other end together and woven that end in, as well as snipping off the initial tail from the beginning of that. So here we are, another tissue cover completed. So what you would do is just open that up and put your tissues in there, whether you folded them yourself or whether you put in a travel tissue case. So thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye now.